Yo, what's up, people? This is the UN podcast. He is lower today. So, what's up, Ricky?
Nothing. That's happy Mother's Day for everybody out there.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. When I went to go send my mother a text session, like there's a little dog right now, a little text for Mother's Day, and they had one that had like every type of mother that whatever woke person made this thing could think of. I'm like, okay, there's 15 different things here. Like, so I'm like, oh, all right, like this is the world that we live in. But other than that, you had an okay day.
Yeah, so far it's so good.
Hmm. All right, and as per usual, whenever I'm doing stuff, everybody will be quiet, and then as soon as I get started, that's when everybody wants to bang pots and all that fun stuff. So,
Maybe they start karaoke.
well, they do have a karaoke machine. They just finished watching the movie. Was it the Matt Damon um the one where he was in China on the Great Wall or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
they just finished. Yeah, they just
that's
finished watching that.
yeah,
So it was like
oh, that's an old
very,
movie.
yeah, but it was very loud. All right, so let's get this party started before the party out there gets too loud. Okay, I don't know why that dog is barking, but oh yeah, so we got cars
EA.
outside. We got all kind of shit. Yeah. Let's get rid of this. All right, EA is looking at putting ads into games. It's not bad enough that we are spending $70. They want to charge us $70 for an item that you don't actually own. All right, it's
How's that gonna work? What do you mean, like putting ads in the game?
well, we can look at the article a little bit, but they tried this before and people went ape shit over it. Essentially, it was I think it was
I don't see no
Madden.
ads when I'm playing the video game.
Ay, the little ankle biter. It was all right. So if I remember correctly, it was either EA or it Take Two. I don't remember which one it was, but it was a sports game. So at the bottom of the loading screen or whatever, they had an ad for something at the bottom.
Oh,
So
at the bottom.
yeah, yeah, like the loading screen, menu screen, stuff like that. It was something like that. And when it happened, people flipped the like, like what the
Maybe
hell is
they're
this?
maybe they're desperate for money.
They're all desperate for money because they're not actually making games that anybody wants to. All right.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Okay.
like they want to find any income they could get.
All right. So EA CEO Andrew Wilson revealed during a recent earnings call that the studio is looking into putting adverts into its games. Wilson said that EA has teams working on it, but they're being thoughtful about it, how it's implemented. Alongside that, though, Wilson also said that EA views them as meaningful drivers of growth due to how many billions of hours are being spent playing games. All right. So, meaning growth. Although the Microsoft and Xbox just taking the gold prize for the most controversial business decision, yeah, Microsoft closed down a bunch of studios, and um, Sony decided that they really want everyone to sign up for PSN. So first um they did it for Helldivers, this game called Helldivers. And if you uh, what the hell, man? They did it for Helldivers where dude, it's literally barking right at my door. I don't know why the hell it's over by my door. But
Maybe maybe he wants to come in.
I don't he came in here before, so I don't know. But so what happened was they wanted everyone to sign up because they're starting to do PC games, right? So they want everybody to sign up for PSN. Sony has had a problem with people getting into their data. So a lot of people are like, I don't want PC gamers in general don't want to sign up for this kind of stuff. And they did it kind of like it came across as kind of sneaky, but what it wasn't sneaky is something that they wanted to do from the jump. But the CEO of the people who made Helldivers had issues or something, so they cut it off.
Hmm.
And it's like I guess Sony was pushing them into doing it. So when it happened, a bunch of people already bought the game, and there are like 175 different countries where you can't sign up for PSN. One of them is Puerto Rico. Yeah, so
How
you
would that
can't.
be Puerto Rico?
I don't know. Who knows why?
It's part of the U.S., right?
It's Puerto Rico's in a weird state. It's a protectorate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's kind of like the United States, but it's not. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, it's the United States. They're American citizens, but it's a weird thing where they only get a congressman, but they don't get any senators.
Yeah, they don't
But
have
they,
the same like how you say it? It's different over there. It's still part of like America, but it's not.
Mhm.
Put it that way.
Right. So what they can do though is they can vote for it, and then they can be put in state status, and they'll be the 51st state. Then
Yeah.
they'll get the 2 senators and the Congress and all that stuff, but they got to vote for it, and they're kind of iffy. So some of them want to completely leave the U.S., and some of them want to become a state, and some people are in the middle. So it was kind of like this weird thing because they're kind of looking at like what happened with Hawaii, and some of them don't want to go that route.
Yeah.
So, but that's different. So, all right. So there's also another game called The Ghost of Tsushima that's coming out. All right, and they've already let everybody know that you have to sign up for PSN for that. So what happens is this game is a single player game that has some multiplayer elements to it, but it's completely you don't like. I didn't even touch it. So you can go. So these places who have Steam won't be able to buy this game because of the PSN thing. So people are really pissed off about that. So all right. EA still wants to be in the running as revealing the business plan that should be an unpopular one. In recent years, the AAA releases and live service games have gotten a lot of understandable flack for how much they push you into buying more from a product you likely just spent $70 on. It's been controversial enough this generation, but it seems that EA wants to take it one step further and is looking into putting in-game advertisements in its releases. You know what a live service game is?
No.
Live service game is you buy the game, they give you a set sort of like gameplay elements, and
Uh-huh.
they add to it over time. So basically, what they want to like a live service game is like World of Warcraft or Fortnite. Fortnite is constantly stuff is being constantly added to Fortnite, right? So
Okay.
it's a gameplay loop where they add more characters, costumes, stuff like that, right? And takes place like over time, so they can make like Epic makes a lot of money off of Fortnite. The difference between Fortnite and anything that they're going to do is Fortnite is free, so you can play Fortnite and don't buy any of that crap, but you can still play the game.
Yeah.
These dudes want to charge you $70 for a game and then do that because they look at it as a money making machine because that's what Fortnite is. It's like the streaming services when they looked at Netflix without really understanding why Netflix is a thing, right?
Because
So they
of
don't
COVID.
understand COVID, and they don't necessarily understand why these things why this thing is so popular. They don't really get it because you got a bunch of dudes who went to college to sell widgets, and video games are super very popular and very profitable, right?
Oh yeah, big time.
Right. So you got all these dudes who went to school to sell freaking widgets, and they want to apply that same philosophy to to video games, and they are shocked when their customer base are like, "Man, screw you! Like I don't want to do that."
But
So
remember we were talking about this. It's another way just to make an extra buck. That's how it is.
right. So what this is, see the way he's looking at it, and this dude's kind of a scumbag, right? So the way he's looking at it is these people when they're on
Is he the
loading screens,
CEO? The
yeah,
CEO of EA?
Well, this dude he's the guy who pushed the live service crap. This the guy who says that single player. He look like he about to sell you a car, right?
Yeah, used car salesman.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. So he's the guy who thinks that single player games are a thing of the past because he wants it to be a thing of the past. He wants you to buy like this thing that you're going to continuously spend money on over time because that's how he makes money. This dude's an asshole, right?
Okay.
Most people want a single player. They want to be able to buy your game, play through it, enjoy it. If they like it or no, play through it again. Right? You
Yeah,
can add
that's the way it is, right?
not no these like him and there's a bunch of dudes who run these companies. They don't want that.
No, but I'm talking about a gamer. That's the way a gamer.
That is what gamers want.
You
Yes,
buy the
gamers don't
game,
want. Yeah, they
you
don't want
play
live service
it, and then
game.
sometimes we want to do something. You play the game again.
Right now, if you can add DLCs, which is like an extra level, they'll give you money for that. All right. So one of my favorite games in the last like 3 or 4 years was Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter World. Right. It was a multiplayer. It was a single player but multiplayer game. Like, so you can play like the story. The story basically trains you how to play the game, and the game is more about the multiplayer stuff. So you go on a hunt for monsters with your friends. So the four of you, you track it, you find it, you kill it, you use it to make weapons, make better weapons, and all that kind of stuff. So that's the gameplay loop, right? Me and my friend played it. Like he played it way more than I did, but I played it. I put like 1,000 hours into this game, right? So he's like 3 or 4. Is it because it's very fun? It is the hunt will last depending on how good you are, somewhere between 5 or 10 minutes to 30 minutes, right? So if you don't have the best weapons, it'll take you a long time to kill it because it'll have a lot of hit points, right? But it's fun. So they had a whole thing where they were giving out updates and adding monsters or whatever, but they also had a thing that we're going to open up a whole new area, and that was going to be like another $40, 30 or $40 or something like that. And it came out like a year and a half later, right?
How long has this guy been the CEO for the EA?
He's been there for a minute. I'm not exactly sure. I know people have been complaining about him for years, so he's been there for a while. All right.
Okay. You
All
think
right.
he's a
So
gamer? You think he's
fuck
like a
no.
gamer?
No. Like I said, these dudes graduate from college. They are dudes who sell widgets.
Try,
He sees a widget. That's all he's thinking about is
he's just
how
trying
much.
to make a profit and look good, huh?
Right. Yeah. So he probably cannot understand why people aren't okay with that. Right. So you see how I'm looking at the screen and you got the mods thing in the corner, or like right here, the mods ad. Yeah. So he will probably he probably cannot figure out why you would have a problem with seeing that while you're playing your sports game. It's like, hey, do you want to buy tires? It'd be like a little ad at the bottom. So these dudes can't figure out that why people don't like going to the movies and sitting through freaking 30 minutes of fucking commercials and trailers just to see the movie.
Other gamers are gonna start buying that shit, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. It's like, so all right, the market opportunity for and they use buzzwords like the market opportunity for more dynamic insertion in major AAA releases. In response, Wilson said that EAs already have teams looking into thoughtful implementation of adverts within games. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? People don't want to watch this. Your customer base does not want you to put ads in the thing, right?
Is he just suggesting it, right? He's not gonna put it. He just
they're figuring out a way to do this. They had a thing where it was Battlefront, right? So it's Star Wars Battlefront, where you can play as like you were a lowly stormtrooper or a rebel soldier, but you can get heroes, right? So the heroes are Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, even Boba Fett, stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to earn that through gameplay, or you can spend some credits on something that you can get Boba Fett or whatever, right? So for someone figured out that in order for you to earn Darth Vader, you'd have to play like 1,000 hours on the game. Right? So when they figured that out, gamers went, ah! So he was like, oh, like we didn't mean to do it. Yeah, well, dude, they flipped the fuck out. So it's like he is testing the waters to see what he can get away with. All right,
I don't think so.
yeah,
If he does that, I think they're messing up the whole thing.
dude. They do not. He does not care. He's just trying to figure out a way to do it that pisses the least amount of people off. Right? He wants the whales. The whale is one dude out of 1,000 who will spend $1,000. Right?
Yeah, just by
So
looking, just by looking, he looked like a dick.
right, right. So he said it's still very early in their front, so it looks like something that he is looking into right now, not exploring the full capacity, which is bullshit. Which is it's like they've probably been looking into it, and they just cannot figure out, especially now. People are super angry and super tight with money right now, and and I think that Bud Light thing scared the crap out of all of these damn corporations, right? Because Bud Light was a staple. It was the country white dude's beer of choice that was on sports advertisements. It was everywhere, right? They did this thing that pissed so many people off, and they lost 25% of their customer base.
But
So
sometimes they
that
don't care. They don't care. They just do
no,
what they want to
they
do.
care about that. You lose 25% of your customer base, right? That drop you from being the top. So they want to do this stuff. They just cannot figure out how to friggin' do it. Right? They can't figure out how to do it. So it's just like it's crazy that these people are even thinking this.
But they haven't been producing a lot of games too, right?
No, not really.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
it's
Like,
what, dude, it's like it's a crazy time right now, right? So it's like people all right, people really hold on. Oh, looks like they hold on. Let me go back because there's something else in the article. All right, if you read the trend, to be completely fair, it's not like video games are strangers to advertisements, even below titles like Dead Stranding, Alan Wake, Kevin Shadoway, better product placement. Product placement is one thing. So it's not all surprising to see it taken further. We'll see how EA eventually approaches it and if it'll be as thoughtful as he suggested. Oh, product placement is it could be bad. Do you remember that Transformers one with Marky Wahlberg, Marky Mark?
yeah.
The one where he crash lands next to a Bud Light, like a Bud Light truck or something. Then he gets out of the little spaceships and walks over to the Bud Light, pops open the can and drinks it. And you're sitting there like, damn, could you be less obvious about your product placement?
That was the third one, right?
I don't remember which one it was, but it was to the
Fourth.
point where no,
Fourth.
yeah, it was getting to the point where it was like, dude, this is getting like, I think they had like a thing where it was like some special at like material and it kept changing into all these popular devices. It's like, hey, Beats headphones, hey, the pill, hey, look at this, hey, look at I'm just like, bro, it's like how obvious to your product placement can you possibly get? All right.
Well, if he does that, I think he's just gonna lose a lot of money. But
I wouldn't put it past him. That's
I know that's what I'm
exactly.
saying. I don't think he'll care, but he'll try to do it, and he's gonna see the effects of gamers not buying that game no more.
I think they care about the whales. That's to be perfectly honest. I think that's what they care about, right?
So how will you know if you buy the game? If just say you buy the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you already know there's gonna be advertisement there, or
No,
you will not know until you buy it?
nope. What will happen is there'll probably be something mentioned in some trades or something like that, but it will be discovered by the internet, and then the internet will go completely ape
Oh,
shit
okay.
when it
That's how
happens.
people will find out that if they'll have it. I'm not buying this still.
Bro, that's how they find out about everything. It's like
I'm
somebody
pretty sure
figures,
somebody buys it, and then once they see it, they start telling
yeah,
everybody.
and
Huh?
then they go all over the internet, and then everybody like, ah!
Yeah, they'll go on Twitter, they go on Facebook, they go.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. So that's why I said, dude, that Bud Light scared the shit out of these companies. So it's like, all right, we want to do this thing, but how can we? And that's why he would say we're gonna do thoughtful. Like, I'm like, dude, if you can figure out a way to sell each level on its own, it's like you buy level 1. If you want level 2, give us $5 more,
Mhm.
right? So it's like what Take Two has NBA 2K, right? So you spend $70 on a game, right? One of the levels is my player. That's what you're pushing. You're pushing the new my player story. You're pushing this. You're pushing that. So when you get it, your character sucks ass. He can't hit shit. He can't dribble. He loses, right? But if you play in the playground a lot, then you can build your stat. You get these points. You get these VC, virtual currency, right? So you can build your character up so that he's actually fun to play. For him to be like, you start out at around 60. For him to be fun to play is at least 85. Because that's when you can dunk. That's when you can shoot. That's when on it, right? To get to that point, if you don't have the time, because some people they just go in the playground and they just play. So you can play for a long time when the game first comes out. If you got all the time in the world, you can build your character up to that, getting little increments of VC, right? Or you can spend another 50 freaking dollars to get the VC you need to build your character up to the base level where you should be starting at. Right? Dude, and yeah, that's all these corporate dudes who are freaking fucking up games. And it's like, dude, please, but everybody's saying, please stop doing this. I
I
don't want to
think they're
give
gonna fuck up the games because everything is changing. It's not what it was before. It's like everybody wants to change everything.
right, but it's all these corporate dudes. I, People just want to play games. That's why the whole Helldivers thing was so crazy, was because people just want to play. I just want to. I had a hard day. I want to sit in front of my game console, sit down, and shoot freaking bugs. Shoot bugs, talk shit with my friends. That's all I want to do. I don't want to hear about politics. I don't want to hear about his politics or anything like that. I want to shoot bugs. I want to play basketball. I want to drive around this track. That's all I want to do. I don't want to like just it's just like watching a movie. I just want to watch the movie. I don't need to be lectured. I don't care what your worldview is. You can tell your worldview through the story. That's fine. I can deal with that. I may agree, I may not agree, but if you do it through the story, that's fine.
A
That's
lot
how
of a lot of them they're because they're maybe new CEOs, younger people are trying to impress as a CEO,
maybe,
impress
but
investors and stuff like that.
I don't know, dude. But our next topic though is this, and now this is crazy. Now, all this streaming stuff started because of, like I said before, because of Netflix.
Mhm.
Netflix is making all this money, right? So every one of these entertainment companies like, we need our own Netflix. They didn't realize that Netflix was Netflix because all the stuff was on Netflix. So it's
Correct.
like if I want to watch Cheers, I want to watch this, I want to watch that, it's on. So I can watch this whole season of this show, this whole season of that show, and I can go from one to the next and just pay one fee. So now, because everyone's getting tired of fucking cable. Cable's too expensive, right? So everybody comes out with this stuff, and everybody starts out with the price low. Then their prices go up. This prices go up, and then people realize I like friends, but that's all they have is friends. It's nothing else, right? So what people start doing is a show comes out, they get the shit for the show. As soon as the show is over with, they dip. And
Yeah,
I think these,
that's what I'm doing now.
right. So I think that these companies have figured that particular part out, that people are doing that. So that's why you have this happening, because they're trying to boost their numbers with these failing services. All right. Alrighty. Okay. I think more people came. Yeah,
So
this literally happened.
basically, DC is gonna be now with partnership with Disney, huh?
Yeah. So Disney and Warner Brothers streaming partnership spells trouble for curation on Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max. Disney owns Disney Plus and Hulu, right?
Hmm.
So Hulu is a tab on Disney Plus now, which is freaking
But my
hilarious.
issue is how much you think they're gonna charge?
I don't
HBO
know.
charges what? $10 for discount, then it'll be like $14.
All right. It's a bundle. So
So how much would
Disney
you
and
think it'll be? $30?
yeah, 35, maybe 40. Dude, like, all right. So the live channel stuff when I first got it on here, it was $40. It was 40 something bucks. So you got live channels and you got Hulu, like no ads, like $49, which is fine. You got ESPN, you got all these channels, right? And then this is before Disney got control of it. So this is when it was split up again amongst a bunch of companies, a bunch of stuff. So when Disney got control of it, the price went up $10. And then the next year the price went up 10 more bucks. And then so on and so on. And so when I stopped paying for it, it was like, dude, this is like having cable. I don't watch enough of this stuff to
Well,
justify it.
eventually will be cable.
Right. And this is kind of so an announcement that they would be teaming up to create a bundle that brings viewers Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max. They shine it up pretty to ensure consumers
Remember
would feel.
Disney was trying to sell the bundle,
No,
Hulu, ESPN
right.
Plus, and Disney.
No, they still
Channel.
are. If you get live, I heard from someone saying if you get the live stuff, you can only get that. You can't just buy the live by itself. You got to bundle in Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. I've been having that bundle to get Hulu and Disney Plus. I have yet to look at ESPN maybe more than 5 minutes in the last like year and a half.
Yeah, because I had the bundle one time, and then after 3 months or 4 months, they started charging me like $11 for ESPN Plus, and then like 13 for Hulu. I got rid of them.
All right. So
I think they're just so desperate. They're trying to team up, compete with the Apple, Amazon Prime, and all them. Huh? They're like desperate.
Yeah. So all right. So according this article is on IGN, right? So basically said it's not that they're reinventing cable, it's that they're squishing together all of the worst parts of both. The ability or inability to find titles when they drop is one thing, but it gets harder after the fact. Why? Because the curation on most streaming apps is abysmal. Yeah, trying to find crap is terrible. Even the platforms that do an okay job like Disney Plus, if you're looking what you're looking for, it's hard to find stuff, and especially if you're using like one of these.
Yeah.
So,
Basically,
yeah,
HBO don't provide a lot of content too. That's why I got rid of it too. Once House of Dragon was done, there's nothing else to watch.
Bro, it's because it's the same issue. Like I said, it's people like Netflix because Netflix had all of this shit on it.
Yeah.
So everyone came in and took all their stuff off. So Netflix started getting like other stuff from like Korea and all this other thing.
Yeah, comedy, documentaries. They do like all the different shit.
Right. So the Friends is not enough to keep people on Peacock. Now, if they get friggin' basketball, that will help like a lot. So we're kind of in this crazy like death throw of cable. Well, like cable is dying, and we're like at the end, we're witnessing it. So I don't know what's gonna come out of it. And it's like, remember I was asking you before, it's like, what the hell the future is gonna look like because of like the streaming stuff. Because it's just gonna get more and more of that because more and more people are watching, and which to kind of funny is it trips out the YouTubers that people are watching them on their television. It's like, so they're used to people watching them on their cell phone, and then it's like, no, we look at you on TV because it's becoming the center point of people's entertainment.
Have they bought any? They haven't bought Warner Brothers, right? They haven't bought them.
Who?
Warner Brothers. They're trying to sell it, right?
No, that's Warner Brothers is.
Oh no, I'm thinking about Paramount. Was it Paramount Plus?
Yeah, no, that Sony. That was there's a rumor that Sony wanted them again, but they have the same problem. Right? Yeah, Paramount Plus. Yeah,
I get confused. Warner Brothers is still HBO in them.
Yeah, so, Paramount, like if they still had a healthy Star Trek, maybe people will be more inclined to purchase it. But they destroyed Star Trek, so it's like that's an IP that could have made people money from the merchandise, but they completely destroyed it by wokeifying every damn thing and having way too many girl bosses, and it's just too much crap. Because again, people have a limited amount of money that they wanted you to spend towards anything beyond
Yeah.
food and rent. So
And then
they,
HBO, before they had boxing. They were pretty good, and then they just got
Mhm.
rid of it.
Again, it is. You know what this reminds me of? All right, I saw an article about like Xbox and how Xbox hasn't really recovered from the Xbox One stuff that they did because they were convinced that the Xbox can be like the cable box in everybody's living room, right? They didn't foresee what's happening now, like not at all, right? So, which is funny, is one of the things that people had the biggest issue when it comes to Xbox was the always on thing. But everything you have is always on now, right?
Hmm.
I don't know why everybody's coming by like my freaking door. Like, what the hell? Push the party back into the back of the house. They want to talk by my door. But all right. No, but the stuff that people are complaining, that's what's funny about this shit is that the stuff that people were complaining about Xbox, the Xbox One, and then what they were pushing, everybody does this shit now. So it's just like they were ahead of their time. So I don't know if people just got used to it and it's like it's too much going on for me to complain about freaking everything.
Don't they, remember we were talking about streaming, right?
Yeah.
The problem with streaming is that they should want if they do a show,
Hmm.
once that show, then they should have another show ready to go. Keep to people to keep it, right?
Right.
But they don't do that. They'll do one show,
Hmm.
let's say like HBO. It's gonna be House of Dragon. That's it for this year. There's nothing really shows they're gonna have there. What do you have in
Now
a
this,
baby shower?
dude, I don't know what's the hell going on. It's like it's Mother's Day. So dude is right by my door. I don't know why they're standing by my door.
They should open the door and tell them to shut up.
I can't yell at babies on Mother's Day, dude. It's like, what the hell? Do I look heartless? It's like, yeah, please tell your child to shut up while I'm doing my internet TV show where
I
we
didn't tell
complain
the
about
kid. I
video
said
games.
just open the door and say, "Shut up." That's it.
Dude, how,
It's a joke, dude.
I'm like, could you shut your baby up while I talk about Pokemon
Yeah. I know
on the internet?
you're doing a podcasting right now.
I'm doing important work here in my Deadpool t-shirt. Well, anyway, all right. No, it's just I don't know what the future is going to bring, right?
I don't think
Because
no. I think that everything they're just trying to do different stuff. Whatever try it works. So I don't think we will know. Especially
they've been
with all the
throwing
stuff they're changing and everything's changing.
they're throwing so much shit at the wall and nothing is sticking. So there's just shit falling onto the floor.
And I
So
think eventually cable's gonna has to be adjust their thing too. So to
the
survive, they're gonna be doing something, either changing the
Mhm.
packages, like the channels and all that stuff. They're gonna do a lot of stuff too.
Bruh, I don't cable is dead. There is mostly because remember I keep telling you it is not about what you and I think. It is what these 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds think because they're the future. They're what everything is heading towards and is what they're used to. And they're used to streaming everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Because but now, what was it? I think Paramount. Remember, I told you Paramount Plus and Showtime are together now.
Yeah, but
So everybody's
all right.
trying to
But
create
who's watching Showtime? This
their own
dude, this
group.
there's been so many damn TV shows when they're talking about some actor or whatever. He's like on this. I'm like, I have never heard of this. I have no idea who this is because they're on a terrestrial television show that I do not watch on CBS or I don't even know like the Connors. Like had like 7 friggin' seasons. I thought that shit got canceled like 4 or 5 years ago. Cause I don't
That's
hear,
a channel I never watched. CBS. I don't want none of those shows.
dude. It's like you see these shows and you like who the hell is that? And you look it up a little bit and it's like, oh yeah, this television show's been on for 9 years. Like what? Because I don't hear
Yeah,
anybody
that's
talk.
true, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear nobody talking about none of that shit. Like nothing. It's like I understand that everyone like through the algorithms you get cornered off into your own little section of the world. And they got like people who have millions of subscribers that I've never heard of. I have no idea who the hell they are, right? But it's like it's it's like the TV is in a weird state right now, right? If you would have told me that people would have been crazy for TV shows that have subtitles, like Asian television shows, that people will be going all crazy for them, complete with subtitles, not set up for English, nothing like that. I'd be like, really? I would have thought that was crazy.
Some of the Asian movies are pretty good on Netflix. They're pretty
Hmm.
good. I like them. Some of the, I
Right.
think they're Korean and some are Japanese, but like the ancient stuff they make movies about, it's pretty good.
Hmm. I think it's because they still tell stories.
Yeah,
People, yeah.
but also they have I think like kind of like a series too. So
Hmm.
I like them. They're pretty good. So Netflix is trying to do different something different, you know.
Yeah. All right. So final verdict is how well do you think this collaboration between Max and Disney is going to work out? You think it's going to do okay?
I don't think so.
Think it's gonna be another failure, huh?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they're just trying to do anything to survive or to boost ratings, but it's kind of weird, right? Disney and HBO, they're rivals.
Mm. Dude. Uh
DC and Marvel, now they're
tr-
friends.
yeah, trying times create strange bedfellows.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right. Since you made me watch this freaking TV show, like Tales of Them, what the dude? What the hell was that?
That was that was terrible, man. Terrible.
All right. Do you remember those shorts that and I was telling Elton about this? Remember those shorts that George Lucas had? I cannot pronounce this dude's name. It's like starts with a T. He made the Samurai Jack show. Like he made a bunch of shows, right?
Hmm.
These were 3 minutes long, and he was able to tell a story with no dialogue that were 3 minutes long. All right. Dave Filoni does not know how to do that in any capacity.
But
Right.
wait, I have something regarding that.
Okay.
So,
Hit me with it. Hit me with
fire.
it.
Because
Okay.
remember the first episode was Morgan Elsbert, right?
Yeah.
And remember what did I tell you? It was created by her wife.
Dave Filoni's wife. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So they went and put that character, and nobody knew how this lady was, if
Mm-hmm.
unless you seen the Mandalorian season 2,
All right.
and I think the Clone Wars. She didn't come on no Clone Wars when the Dathomir when General Grievous went there
Mm-hmm.
and to kill Ventress, but she never came out. So it was just
Well,
a character they were trying to throw in. Especially as Tales of the Empire, you're thinking you're gonna be Darth Vader, Palpatine, the
mm-hmm.
Inquisitors, all the
Well, yeah.
Durkin, all these
Mm-hmm.
guys, stories about them.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked, dude.
Well, the thing that all right, there's a lot of elements to this thing. Right. One, the most popular Dathomir characters are the men.
Well,
Darth Maul, they're men. You never see any men. So you got this battle on this planet that basically looks like one of the levels from that Star Wars game. But so you see this battle on this planet. There are no men. It's like all women fighting robots. She gets rescued after like somehow the robots can't figure out that one of the people who are like they're alive. You figured they would have infrared lights like eyes, so you can see that this particular body still has heat to it. So maybe we can kill this. Fine. She survives. The robots somehow miss her. She gets picked up by whoever the hell the people in the hills are, and she immediately does stupid shit that gets them killed.
yeah, those people in the hills, where did they came up from?
I have no idea. I don't know what the hell is. So I'm looking at
'Cause
this
I
like, who the
remember
hell are these
the
people?
Dathomir, the planet was the
Yeah,
witches and,
right,
were Dark Maul's, people.
right. So it's like I don't know who these people are. So
Yeah, they
apparently
just came out of nowhere, like,
they're the light side of the witches or something. I don't know.
it was
They do
and then
the trust me,
they
bro.
made her, once she left, Dathomir, right? They made her
Yeah,
as she was like a, engineer, build the TIE fighters?
right. So all right. So
Incredible.
those tri wings. Okay. So this is one of those things where they got rid of the extended universe, but they keep using friggin' elements from the extended universe. So the tri fighters are Thrawn's, like that's what he uses. Right. So he uses those things.
Mhm.
So it's like it's just you. So if you know about the history of that they're going through, then I can I know what that is. I know what this is. I know what that is. Right. So the Thrawn part was interesting because for a split second they got who Thrawn was. Right. Do you remember when I told you about the Nogri?
Mhm.
Those like cat like assassins? That's what that was. That's what their version of, which is it was a weird design of, that's not really how they're described in the books. So it was a weird design, and I'm looking at this like you cannot have these creatures without freaking Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia because they're tied to their story because of Darth Vader, and they don't tell you how much time has passed between when she would look like a kid or whatever the hell she was to when she becomes this magistrate. So it was like, okay, well, how she got in this position of power? You got to at least mention that to some degree, like something, but they didn't do anything.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was terrible. The first 3 episodes were, I mean, the first episodes, it was okay. General Grievous, they're
Mm.
fighting, but then after that, it sucked, dude.
All right,
I was
it
wondering why
is
didn't they just make her like a Tales of the Empire, like with Thrawn, bring a little bit more stories about him.
no. Even from what I can tell, even if they did that, they would have messed it up. All right, so no, when I was in school, this is what we learned what a basic story was. You can tell it very short. All right. Uh like you know this if I can remember, Little Miss Muffet sat on the tuffet eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider, sat down my spider, uh frightened Miss Muffet away. Right? You introduce your character, you tell them what you tell us what the character is doing, you introduce the protagonist, you have some conflict, you have conflict resolution, right? Very simple. That's a very simple story, right? So
Yeah.
none of that is evident in none of the 6 episodes. Like none of it. None of it. It is, why is this happening? What is your plan? Why are you doing this? So when she goes off to go get the weapons or whatever in the first episode, I'm sitting there like, why are you doing this? They just wiped out your entire people, and then you about to get these people who apparently they don't know about. So you about to get all their ass killed too because you're stupid.
Yeah, because those people they didn't they don't fight wars or anything. They were the mounted people, right? They were just like
Right.
on their own. They don't want to get involved in any problems.
Right. So now you telling the robots that there are other people on this planet who are hostile to them.
Yeah, they were still looking for them, right? They were
Right.
still looking for the witches, the planes.
Right. So it's like, so basically you want me to believe later on that you're some kind of strategic genius or whatever. The first time you introduced me to her, she's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So, and then you go, the next story takes place. I have no idea how long it takes place between the first one and the second one. And the thing that killed me is between the second and the third episode, they use the same freaking models. So they don't make them older. So Thrawn comes out. All right. So when is this in terms of Star Wars? Is it like because he looks like he's not a Grand Admiral yet because he doesn't have the white suit on.
Yeah, that's how I was getting confused.
All right. So he
There's
doesn't have he doesn't have the white suit on, but I think he had the white suit when he had the connection to Vader, because that's how he got the freaking assassin dudes, because of the connection with Vader. So Vader trusted him enough to basically tell them, because he went to go do something or other. I forgot what it was, that he speaks for me, right? So that's how he got access to these things. And that's why I said it's like they're introducing stuff that they're just taking out of context and just sticking it in because it's cool.
Yeah, and then they show
I'm like,
his assassin, Drone's assassin,
yeah,
the
that's the
one that
no
came
grade.
on Rebels.
Right. So it's like, dude, that's like you can't have it's like so people won't understand what the hell is going on because like his admiral, the dude, like the captain, Pelion, he's in Darth Vader's fleet right now. So like when he goes Admiral, like he doesn't get connected to Thrawn until after the Empire loses Coruscant, and then they go off into the unknown regions and they create like this little Empire thing. So that's when they connect. But again, this is a character people know. This is the other thing that let's just jam it all together, even though it probably doesn't make sense.
I think there's just
Like,
I don't know if Dave Filoni's wife is she a writer too or something?
dude, I don't know. But
'Cause
all I
she's
do
the one that
know is
she created her.
right. But all I do know is that the third episode, again, you do not tell me how much time has passed between this one and this one. But apparently, the New Republic is now a thing. Like, what the like? How long?
Oh
You're
yeah,
using
when
this,
he killed him.
right? So you're using the same character models. So the little Asian dude looks the exact same age as he did in the second friggin' thing. So like, what? So okay, so you used to be in this village, and you notice that she's still in charge of this village, and she done bad stuff. You don't really say what it is. So you show up with 4 guards and 1 ship. And you walk your
Surrounded
ass
with all her bodyguards.
right. So you walk your happy ass all the way down this
To the
Death
little
Valley,
town.
this little town the town that's in friggin' Ahsoka, right? So that's the town is in Ahsoka. So she's walking straight down this thing. They got snipers all over the place. And she just boop doop 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 doop. I'm gonna go knock on your door and tell you to give up all this shit. And somehow I'm because
It's like
I
almost
don't
like
know.
a suicide mission, huh?
Right. But they did it wide, eyes wide open. And she just dragged the little Asian dude with her all the way down there. And she, like
It was
killed him.
terrible.
Just like it was like this fucking like what the hell? Like what do you want me to give up what? Kill this bitch.
Yeah, it was
So
terrible.
so there's like, all right, so then you finally make it to the gauntlet. All your freaking bodyguards are dead. The only thing person left apparently on the ship is a fucking
R2.
an R2 droid.
Yeah.
Where's the pilot at? So the pilot came with you? Why would the pilot come with you? It's like that's not how I'm like, okay. So there's no like other ships in space.
No,
So
nothing. It was just only one.
you just flew there with no escort ships. So this person has no idea how military works at all. You're going to a hostile territory that you don't know anything about, and you do it in what looks like an unarmed ship, and would hope for the best. Please don't kill us. We just
Well, at least
want to
they
talk
would
to
have
you.
had some gunners, right? Like on the ship that will be like having inside with the guns.
Something fly over with a tight like with X-wing escort S-wing, so that when you
Basically, she was
talk
a senator, right?
or whatever the hell she was, so when you
Or
talk your
senator,
shit,
yeah, senator from the Republic or something. At least you would have some better escort than this.
right? So like when you talking your shit, you got like X-wings above you while you're doing it, so that way at least they won't kill your dumb ass. Or if they
Yeah.
do kill your dumb ass, you can they can be shot.
That was terrible. And the funny thing from the 3 episodes of it was just General
Mhm.
Grievous. That's it.
Yeah, that
The
was
rest,
cool, dude. The Thrawn stuff was actually cool. They actually got his character correct. I was shocked. I was like, okay, why we can't
but they
expand
should
on
have
this?
done a little bit more of his Tales Empire with him, not Morgan Elsberg.
But you saw what they did with him in Ahsoka. How they made him a
No,
bumbling idiot. It's like whose plans keep failing, but somehow I'm supposed to believe that he's like some
and
kind of
yeah, he's all drawn is all in shape, and they put some guy with the belly button.
pot belly who can't hit three people riding on 3 wolves underneath his damn ship.
Yeah,
It's like I'm like, all right. So
but you know
then we
what?
get what?
I didn't understand how how they didn't explain how Morgan Albert met Thrawn too.
But that's supposedly. I think that's what
That's what
was
they're saying.
right. That's just when they met.
Oh,
Like she has
okay.
no idea who this dude is. All right, so then the next three. So as I watched the first three, I'm like, what the like, bro? But like, why are you watching me, making me watch this shit? So then I get to the next three. I'm like,
Well, I thought it was gonna be
they don't
good,
know.
man. Because I tell that Jedi was pretty good. I'll give him credit to that one. That was pretty good.
All
Count
right, I'm gonna have.
Dooku and Ahsoka. That was
I'm
pretty
gonna
good.
have to. I'm gonna have to take your word for that one.
That one's better. That was way better.
Right. So the next series starts, and I'm looking. I'm like, this Dave Filoni doesn't know how the Sith work. He doesn't know how
Oh,
any of
okay.
these.
I got confused on that one. On the first episode, when they show Barris Ophi, she's in jail, right?
Yeah.
And then she looks out and she sees the temple burning.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm confused is the the temple. That's when the Anakin went in there and killed, right? Okay,
Yes.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Inquisitor comes in there. Like there was no Inquisitor at that time, right?
No.
I'm right or I'm
No.
wrong?
No. I don't think so. I think
The
I always thought
Inquisitor
that
came
it was made.
after
Yeah, when they
he
found
became Darth
like
Vader, and then he
right,
created Inquisitors.
right.
So that's
Again,
why I understand it didn't make no sense.
they find stuff that they think is cool and just stick it in there.
That's how I was thinking about Star Wars. That's how like that make no sense. That they're asking that the temple is burning. That's when Anakin
Mhm.
kills all
Right,
the stormtroopers and kill the Jedi's in the
right.
temple. But then you have Ber Ophi and the Grand Inquisitors there. It's like the Grand Inquisitor was a Jedi guard. He was a Jedi in the temple.
Yeah.
So how in the hell
The
did that work? Didn't make no sense.
Inquisitors are broken. It's not like they go, hey, the
No, I know.
Jedi were evil.
But
No,
the
it's like
Grand Inquisitor, he was a Jedi in the he's a Jedi temple and he's
mhm.
a like the guard there.
Right. But what I'm saying is like when I said that they don't understand the Sith, it's like they have no idea how the Sith are created. It's like, dude, they are broken down to their base level. There was no glimmer of what they used to be buried in there pretty much at all. That's what made the fact that Luke Skywalker was able to bring Darth Vader back that so much more monumental because it was something that was not done. They were broken.
So
There was no coming back and I'm a secret Jedi and like no, that's not how the Inquisitors work. It's like these were all Padawans and whatnot who were through their training broken. That's why, like at the end of the Kyle Kesnet, Kyle whatever his name is, that story, and you get to the end and you have a conversation with the black lady's friggin' former Padawan. She's broken. She's messed up in the head. It's just a mental breakdown. But she is. You're not convincing her to go back to your side because
you know
she
they
has
should
been
have done it. Tell the Empire like what happened to her master Barris Ophi Luminara, the
Mhm.
Jedi. They
Yeah.
should have like showed like what happened, how they killed her. I know
I
they
don't.
killed her. Darth Vader killed her in her
Mhm.
cell, but
Yeah.
they should have like showed that story a little bit.
Dude, I
Oh
don't think
wait,
this.
but
So you have to,
the most disappointing in that show was the Darth Vader. He just walks and shits and he don't say anything.
well, they probably couldn't get the rights to the to the vocals or whatever. It's just
No,
that
but it was just disappointing. It was just
no, it's
and then the other Inquisitor, the girl that goes with Burroughs Ophi to go find the other
mhm,
Jedi.
yeah.
That's a new character. That's another Inquisitor, right?
I don't know. One of the sisters. There's a lot,
Yeah, that's
and
one. That's not the original sisters. That's not the I think the fourth or third sister, but not
right.
that's not
See,
her.
you keep expecting these people to actually learn how to write. They don't know how to write. They don't know how to research to understand how the Sith work. It's weird enough
Well,
that they already have,
that's hard to understand. If it's Dave Filoni, he's supposedly a Star Wars
bro.
legend or whatever. He knows all this stuff, or
The,
unless
at,
they're making them change it.
at this point, the Sith are two people, master and an apprentice. That's how it's supposed to. And they may have like a bunch of other people in training, and like Darth Vader had all kind of secret fucking shit going on, which was
Mhm.
expected from the Palpatine expected him to do this shit because in order for him to be in charge, he has to kill Palpatine. So it's like he's training him to do this. So he got his own little schemes going on that Darth Vader don't know about. That's fine. Creating an entire army full of Sith people is like, wait a minute. I thought, what happened to the rule of two? You can't have a rule of two and then have 57 freaking acolytes running around using red lightsabers killing people. It's like, bro, you got to pick one of these things. You can't just do everything. And
And
it's
then
like, I
make
have,
sure to make Barris Ophi, she became a nun or something.
I don't know what the hell that shit was. It's
I
like,
don't understand that last part, right? When does she kill her or something, or they just show her that she just carries out of the cave, the Inquisitor.
no,
Carries Barris
she
Ophi.
got killed because she popped up behind her. And when she turned around, she stabbed her.
So how is it that they survive and then what do you got? Dark Mark killed
Bro,
uh
how did the chick for
Obi-Wan Master,
Obi-Wan
right?
Kenobi, she got stabbed
Qui-Gon.
twice. Like this, a lightsaber is super hot plasma. If you stick that into this anything that has water in it,
Yeah.
all the water will get hot and
No,
flash
but what
boil.
I'm saying is, remember Dark Maul kill Qui-Gon?
Yeah,
He died, but they don't die.
it's
And then in the Ahsoka series,
it is good writing, bad writing.
Remember in the Ahsoka series and
Yes,
when the
yes,
Jedi girl stabs
yes,
Ren,
right. It is
the Mandalorian girl,
un,
and she still survives.
a fundamental understanding of Star Wars, a fundamental not knowing about Star Wars. It's
And
like,
then Qui-Gon is the one that got the bad rap. He dies.
bro, they have now they have Jedi doing force healing everybody. Everybody gets healed. You get stabbed, I'm a heal your ass.
Yeah.
None of the other masters knew how to do any of this shit, but somehow these people who had no training, you got the Grogu and you have Rey. Neither one had any kind of like real training that we've seen to be able to do any of this shit, but they can heal people. But Obi-Wan never learned how to do this. Qui-Gon Jinn never learned how to do this. Yoda didn't know how to do. None of these people know how to do this shit.
That's why I tell you, Disney's trying to create their own Star Wars. They're trying to get away from Lucas and everything. It's like they're trying to create their own Star Wars, but it's
Yeah, and they're creating
not
shit
working. Rather than
because
hire
yeah,
guys that wrote comics and all that to
mhm.
produce these shows, they're not doing it.
They just creating shit. So it's like, all
Yeah,
right,
that's what I'm saying. They just whatever they want to throw shit at, so people think that they're gonna. But people remember Star Wars. That's the issue.
bro. All right. So remember I told you the story about like the I think the Tarkin, right?
Hmm.
And this is the story of
Other guy, they
how
could have done that his story about Tales of the
right,
Empire.
but like Tarkin is this book is about how they became not close but like allies, right?
Where
So
Darth
when
Vader?
with Darth Vader, all right.
Mhm.
So at that point in the Tarkin story, nobody knows who Darth Vader is. All they know is this huge uh all black person is walking next to the Emperor all the time. They have no idea if it's a robot or if he's human. They don't know anything, right? So there's a series of different people trying to rebel against the Empire. So one of them is like this one group. Darth Vader went out to because he keeps getting like Palpatine sends him out on missions all the time. So he's on this mission. He's talking to this guy and he's telling him surrender, whatever. And the guy's talking, I'm talking shit, right? Darth Vader goes to the front on the back of this dude's ship because he's the captain, so he's in the bridge. He opens up his TIE fighter in space, jumps out of the TIE fighter, just leaves it floating in space, uses the force to float down and land on the ship, uses lightsaber to cut a hole in the ship, go inside the ship from the back, and
Massacre
starts to
everybody.
kill everybody from the back to the front. What this do, and you are in the book, you're looking at this from the viewpoint of the guy on the bridge. All you hear is like what the hell, right? So he's like, so nobody knows what the hell Darth Vader is, right? That is how you make. You don't have to show me him killing hundreds of like 20 people or whatever. You just this guy's point of view, all his friends or allies or whatever are being killed by this thing that we have no idea what is, and just launched itself from a TIE fighter onto my ship.
Yeah, because I
That
remember one of the comics. It says, Dark. Remember when Dark Vader was chasing the Jedi's,
mm,
and then she remember that library Jedi lady
mhm.
that was in the library. She was like in the temple.
Oh yeah.
Remember when she caught? I think it was a comic book where it says they caught her, and then the lady tells the stormtroopers that Anakin, that's Anakin. How can you gotta be serving the Jedi? And Anakin, when Darth Vader kills all the troopers because they don't want to know that he's Anakin.
Right,
That was part of the comic.
right. So you keep going back to people who know how to tell Star Wars
Oh, that's what
stories,
I'm saying.
and people who don't.
That's the way they should be.
It coulda, woulda, shoulda. Well, look, it is what it is. All right. So that whole thing was like the first three was stupid. The next three was like, you don't know how Sith are. There is no she like, why would she kill the other dude if she's gonna have this change of heart not that long ago?
No, that's
Because
what I'm saying. She just changed her heart too. It's like that make
that
no
don't make
sense.
no sense. Because that's not how these things. That's not how this works. It's like it's like, all right.
And
So
then she's telling that Jedi kid to surrender. I'm like, why are you asking to surrender? You're Inquisitor.
yeah, it's like, dude,
You're there to kill
you don't
them.
know how right. It's like, I don't know why you don't like the other person act like an inquisitor. I don't know what the hell you
Yeah, the
are.
other
And
one,
why the
yeah,
other
she
person
acted like a real Inquisitor.
right. So I don't
We're
know
not messing
why.
around. We were there to kill.
Right.
You know.
Right. So I don't understand why she don't just immediately turn on you when you do this. Because it's also the thing about the Sith is weakness. You having compassion for any of these people is weakness to them.
Mhm.
So she should have, like, as soon as you turn around, it's like, what the hell, dude? Because the chance of you turning on her when you get further into the mission, she should figure like this could possibly happen. But she
So
didn't
so
think about
what
that.
so what you say from 0 to 10, what would you give it?
Negative 57. Negative order 66.
I just
That's
give
what it
it
is.
a 2 just because I wanna see General Grievous and, Thrawn, that's it.
All right, okay. I will give you that because, like I said, the Thrawn part, once you get rid of everything else around it, was cool. Other than that, I wish they would have touched on more of that, but that was, there was like a little bit of fruit
That was
in
disappointing.
a large.
I was hoping for better, but
So
it was just disappointing.
yes, it was. All right. Well, we've hit an hour. So we got nine eyeballs on us. So thanks for joining us for the entire time of us rambling about shit. So I'm Vaughn B. This is my man Ricky right here. Uh, uh, please like, share, and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. So we will be back more than likely next Sunday. I don't know if we'll be back around this particular time. It's a little late, but it was fun, right? Even with all the
Yeah,
people having a freaking Mother's Day party outside of my room,
and the dogs.
and the dogs and the babies and all that fun stuff. So, all right. So thank you for joining us. So to everyone, thank you. I'll say that again. I know I'm repeating myself because I'm old. But so what you about to
And
get
happy
into,
Mother's
Rick?
Day, everybody.
Oh, happy Mother's Day to everybody. So on that note, we're out.
Peace out.